Hi, Diana. How are you today?
Hi, I'm good.
Good. I'm so glad that you're meeting with me again. I have been working on some new stuff for us to talk about since we've met previously. Um, and I don't know if you remember, but last time we met, we did talk about anger as well as things that trigger you and make you angry. Do you remember talking about some of those things?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Um, you know, Were you able to finish the practice activity that I sent you with?
No.
No. Well, that's all right. I happened to see your teacher this morning.
Mm.
Yeah. She mentioned that you got sent to ISS yesterday.
Yep.
What happened?
Well, you know, the teacher, I think she's like favorizing some students. And I mean, I was working. I don't know why she came to me and told me to do work. And the other ones, some kids are laughing. And that made me mad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is really frustrating, especially when we feel like we're being singled out when we see somebody laughing at us.
Yeah, I don't understand why they are laughing. What's so about to laugh so much? I don't get it.
Yeah. I know. And that's the thing. Sometimes we don't always know what other people are thinking, but we are going to talk a little bit today about perspective. But before we get into that, let's um let's talk about the scouting report that we did. I know you weren't able to do it by yourself, but we can do it today and go into some stuff. And I can help you out because I think this might be great for whenever you run across these types of issues in your classroom with your teacher or your classmates. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. Oops. Let me get my tabs right. There we go. All right. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Now I know we had talked about the Cool Cat Cash, because that's something that we've been earning up so that we can get things that you really enjoy, that we have in our bank. And I know we usually you're able to earn two Cool Cat Cash whenever you do the activities in between us being together. But for us doing it together today, you'll still get to earn one to go in your bank or to spend however you'd like. So let's talk about the situation that happened in class. I'm going to go ahead and type it up here. The teacher told you to do your work,
Mm-hmm.
and some kids started laughing at you. Is that right?
Yes.
What was your thought whenever that happened? What did you start thinking about?
I was angry she talked to me like that. And then the fact that the others start laughing. I mean, what's the problem? Why they don't mind their business?
Yeah, that can be very frustrating whenever we're thinking those things about why are people laughing at us? Why is she making me do my work and not others? How did it make you feel?
Mad.
Yeah, that might make me feel mad too. So after that, what did you do?
I start yelling and arguing with them.
Oh, and then what happened?
I got ISS.
That doesn't sound so great. Um, it would be much better to find a way that you wouldn't have to get sent to ISS so that you could be in the class with all your other peers and your friends and not be so frustrated. So previously we had, like mentioned, we had talked about the Cool Cat Cash, and you are going to get half today because we did this together. And I had pulled some of the things we talked about in our last session about your hot buttons and things that trigger you and make you feel angry. And we had put them on our anger thermometer to see where they fall and exactly how angry they make us. So let's pick one of these triggers and we're going to practice on it together.
Okay, when someone picks at me.
Okay, and that was something that makes you burning mad.
Yes, I don't like anyone to pick at me. I want them to mind their business.
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't feel good. So what are your thoughts whenever you have people pick on you?
What am I doing wrong? Why am I getting bullied? Am I worth it? I mean, what's wrong?
Those are some very hard thoughts. And how's that make you feel?
Mad and sad.
Yeah, that's understandable. And what do you usually do after you're having somebody pick on you and you're having these thoughts and you get mad and sad? What happens?
I cry, I yell, I hit them.
Hmm. And then what'll happen?
The teacher will send me in the front.
Yeah. All right. And see, I want us to pay really close attention to our thoughts. Our thoughts are really important whenever it comes to situations. And like we had talked about, these are hot buttons and triggers, and they can make us get really angry and explode. So we're going to come up with a game plan. That way, whenever we notice we're having some of these triggers, we can try and change our thoughts so that we stop it from making us explode. But first, we need to figure out what thoughts make us angry and which ones help us feel better. So I have a list here and we can go through it together. All of our thoughts are listed over here on the right, and I'm just going to highlight it as we go. So let's look at the first one. Do you think this would be something that stopped us from exploding?
No.
No, it might make us even angrier. What about, I'm not going to let them get to me?
Well, I think that's a better thought.
Yeah, I agree. I think that is a better thought. What about go slow? I can handle it.
That's better too.
Yeah, it doesn't feel so good whenever we feel like we can't handle something. I can't stand that.
Oh, I know. I feel like that all the time. Can't
Yeah,
stand
when
it.
and how does that make you feel? Does it make you feel calmer?
No.
No. No, yeah, that's something that might definitely make us get angrier whenever we think that. What about they never listen to me?
They don't.
Does it make you feel better or worse when you think that?
Worse.
Yeah, that's not a good feeling to feel like you're not being listened to. What about that's not fair?
That makes me feel worse.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good to be treated unfairly. What about they don't understand me?
They don't understand me. But it doesn't make me feel that angry.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe if we acknowledge that somebody isn't understanding us, it might make us feel a little bit better. Maybe they're
Yeah.
confused.
I think that if they will understand me, they will just leave me alone.
Yeah. Okay. So is that something that decreases our anger?
I don't know.
I don't know. It might make us more angry, like when our mom doesn't understand us or the teacher doesn't understand. Might
Yeah.
not feel fair and we might not feel heard.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put it in the increase. And I'm gonna put it as red because we can talk more about that later. Um, they are making fun of me again.
Yeah. That makes me mad.
Definitely. Nobody likes being made fun of. What if we think I'm pretty lucky?
Hmm. Yeah. I think that's a good thought.
Yeah, I agree. It feels good to be lucky. I can't stand their teasing me.
That really triggers all my hot buttons.
Yes, and that's understandable. No one likes being teased. Does not feel good. Um, I can find a solution to this problem.
That would be great.
Yeah, and that's something that we can think about that maybe we'll be able to find a solution to our problems. What about when we think, I can't do it?
That makes me feel worthless.
Yep, that's not a good feeling. So that definitely is an increase. You did great, being able to identify what things make you angry and what things help you feel calmer. And now that we know how to do it, let's practice some. I'm going to do one with you, and then we can look at a different trigger situation and try to change our thoughts so that it stops the fuse from making us explode. Because if we change our thoughts, our behaviors can be different. This is one thing that really gets to me. My mom yells at me and I think to myself, oh, she blames me for everything. It is so frustrating. Makes me feel angry. And whenever I start to think that, I definitely start back sassing her. And then she'll take away my TV. It's terrible. But it's something that I've been able to work on because I've noticed that whenever I think about her blaming me, I get really angry. So I try to think about her day. So here, when my mom yells at me, I can think she's been working all day. I know she's tired. She's had a bad day. She worked so hard. And then I feel sorry for my mom because I know she's had a rough day. So I tell her that I'm sorry and she appreciates it and I don't get in trouble. By changing my thoughts, thinking about she blames me for everything, I get really angry. Puts me at about an 8. But whenever I think about her having a bad day, I don't really feel angry at all. I feel sorry for her. Now let's look at another one. We can do this one together. So this guy's been playing basketball and his friends laugh at him in front of everyone. They're making fun of him for shooting an air ball. And this is his thought. I can't stand that. I hate that. and he is angry. And he pushes one of them. What do you think would happen if he pushed one of his teammates when he was playing ball at school?
He gets eliminated and going in ISS.
Yeah, probably. Because that's definitely not something that we can do. So he thought to himself, I can't stand that. I hate that. What is something that he could think instead of that out of our positive thoughts that we talked about earlier?
Mm,
What could he think to himself whenever he's being laughed at in front of his teammates?
he can say, I'm not going to let them get me.
Yeah, yeah, that's a great idea. So how do you think that would make him feel?
Well, maybe mad, but not that mad. I don't know.
Yeah, so let's rate it on the anger thermometer.
He might be, I guess, a 3 or a 2.
Yeah, because he thinks to myself or himself, I'm not gonna let them get to me. So what would his behavior then be like if he's only at a 3 or a 2? Because normally we don't push somebody until we're like at a 9 or 10.
Well, he will continue playing and maybe win the game.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that would be great. That's definitely not something he's able to do if he gets taken out of the game. And that's a double bummer.
Yeah.
So how are these feelings different from whenever he pushed another kid and got sent to ISS? He was,
Well, he pushed someone, so of course he was sent to ISS.
yeah, but whenever he changed his thoughts, even though he was mad, he was able to keep playing, and it kept him from exploding, and he was able to finish his game. So I want to send you with another one of these for homework for whenever we're apart. You did so great on it today. I think that this would be perfect for you to do whenever we're not together, especially if you run across another situation like you had in class yesterday. That would be the perfect time to write about it and maybe even think about what positive thoughts you could use instead of, she always calls on me, and why are they laughing? Why don't they mind their business? Maybe we could try like what you mentioned with the boy. I'm not going to let them get to me today. Do you think that that's something that you'd be able to work on in between us meeting again?
Maybe.
All right. Well, you did an awesome job today, and I've got some Cool Cat cash for you. We can get the bank out. Would you like to spend your Cool Cat cash today, or would you like to save it?
I want to save it.
All right. Well, perfect. And remember, if you do this in between us meeting again, you'll get double.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, Diana. I'm so proud of you. You did a great job.
Thank you.
I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.